Hello and welcome to Drama Recaps. Today we will delve into the 2021 folk horror drama film called The Lamb. Spoilers ahead. In the midst of a snowstorm, an unseen creature stirs fear in a group of horses and then moves on to disturb the sheep in a nearby barn. Amidst the isolated mountains of Iceland, we meet a childless couple, Ingvar and Maria, who lead a quiet and primitive life, farming the land and tending to their sheep. Maria, who keeps a close count on their sheep, is content with their flock's size, but Ingvar shows no interest in expanding the herd. As Maria discusses some mechanical trouble with their tractor, they experience a peculiar event. One of their ewes gives birth to a lamb that is half sheep, half human. Noting the lamb's apparent human tendencies, Maria brings it into their home, where she and Ingvar start caring for it as if it were their own child. They name the lamb Ada, and Ingvar even procures a baby cart so Ada can be with them at all times. Despite the ewe's plaintive calls for her offspring, the couple doesn't return Ada. As Maria treats Ada more like a child, Ingvar is struck by a sense of grief over their childlessness, but hides his feelings from Maria to spare her any distress. One day, while Ingvar is trying to fix their tractor, their dog alerts them to something unusual in the field, but they can't figure out what it is. Meanwhile, Ada's biological mother continues to lurk around the house, longing for her lost lamb. However, Maria consistently shoos her away, even as Ada watches from a distance. One morning, while Maria works in the fields and Ingvar tends to Ada, he accidentally leaves the front door open before stepping out to the shed. When they return to the house, Maria is unable to find Ada in her bedroom. They search the house and surrounding area to no avail, with Maria growing increasingly worried. Ingvar, though, assures her that they'll find Ada soon. Returning home disheartened from their unsuccessful search, Maria hears the sheep in the barn and rushes over to find Ada peacefully sleeping next to her biological mother. Quickly, they retrieve Ada from the barn, protecting her from the cold, and Maria once again dismisses the mother sheep as they return to the house. With Ada safe and back in her bed, Maria and Ingvar breathe a sigh of relief. As the days pass, Ada becomes an integral part of their family, with Maria spending a great deal of time caring for her. However, Maria begins to have nightmares about the sheep taking Ada away and decides to act on this perceived threat. While Ingvar and Ada are sleeping, Maria goes outside and shoots Ada's biological mother, burying the body. Unbeknownst to Maria, this act is witnessed by Ingvar's newly arrived brother, Petur. During his night in the barn, Petur catches a glimpse of the human-sheep hybrid but dismisses it as a dream. The next morning, Petur meets with Ingvar, who is glad to see his brother after such a long time. Ingvar asks Maria to prepare breakfast for their guest. At breakfast, a now older Ada appears, and Maria introduces her to Petur. He seems unsettled by Ada but doesn't voice his concerns. Throughout the day, as Maria and Ada spend time together and Ingvar busies himself painting the house, Petur silently observes. Voicing his discomfort about Ada to Ingvar, Petur is dismissed by his brother, who sees Ada as a source of joy for their family. Later that night, Petur tries to broach the subject again, but Ingvar cuts him off, making it clear that he doesn't want to discuss it. He invites Petur to stay as long as he wishes, but warns him not to meddle in their lives. Maria, uncomfortable with Petur's presence and attitude, questions Ingvar about his brother's stay. Ingvar suspects Petur might be around for a while, as he often retreats to their place when he's in debt. The next morning, as the family plants potatoes in the field, Petur makes an unwanted advance towards Maria, which she promptly rejects. When Petur once again expresses his concern about Ada, Maria dismisses him, making it clear that he has no say in their family matters. The following morning, Ingvar asks Petur for help cleaning the shed. While cleaning, Petur discovers his old drums and excitedly begins to play. Ada is fascinated by the sounds, but Petur grows irritated by her attention. He attempts to mock Ada by making her eat like a sheep, but Ingvar intervenes, scolding Petur for his unkind behavior. One morning, Petur takes Ada out for a walk without informing Maria or Ingvar. He contemplates shooting Ada but changes his mind after seeing her innocent face. Upon waking up and finding Ada missing, Maria becomes worried. She searches the house, eventually finding Ada sleeping in Petur's arms, indicating that he has accepted her. During a visit to the cemetery, it is revealed that Maria and Ingvar had a daughter named Ada, and they named the lamb after her. Reading stories to Ada triggers Ingvar's memories of his deceased daughter, bringing him sorrow. Maria comforts him, and they find solace in the fact that Petur is growing close to Ada. One day, while fishing with Ada, Petur shares stories of his and Ingvar's childhood. On their way home, the tractor breaks down, and they are forced to abandon it and walk home. That evening, they all watch a game together, but become frustrated when their team loses. To lighten the mood, Maria plays an old music video of Petur, and they all start dancing and enjoying themselves. During the celebrations, Ada steps outside and encounters her biological father. She is shocked to see that she resembles him, not Maria or Ingvar. Back inside, Ingvar, drunk, stumbles and falls. Petur helps him to bed, where Ada joins him. Ingvar quickly falls asleep, but Ada is preoccupied with the revelation of her parentage. Meanwhile, Petur once again tries to flirt with Maria in the kitchen. When she rejects him, he threatens to tell Ada that Maria killed her mother. Feigning capitulation, Maria lures Petur into a closet and locks him in. Despite his pleading and banging on the door, Maria ignores him. The next morning, Maria wakes Petur and insists that he leave. As she drives him away, Ingvar awakens and searches the house for them, while Ada helps him prepare breakfast. After dropping Petur off at the bus stop, Maria explains to him that Ada is a gift to them, a chance to start over. Despite her disappointment in his actions, she gives him some money to help him get by and watches as he boards the bus to leave town. Back at the farm, Ingvar takes Ada with him to try and fix the broken-down tractor. As they work, he chats with her, giving her instructions on how to find her way home if she ever gets lost. Failing to fix the tractor, he decides to walk back home with Ada. Meanwhile, Maria, driving back home, is filled with a sense of relief and happiness, thinking they can finally live in peace with Ada. However, once she arrives home, she cannot find Ingvar or Ada anywhere. Suddenly, she hears a gunshot. Panicked, Maria rushes towards the sound, only to find the hybrid creature, Ada's biological father, who had already killed their dog. The creature shoots Ingvar in the neck right in front of Ada. Ada lies next to Ingvar, but the creature grabs her hand and pulls her away from him. Despite her unwillingness to leave Ingvar, her biological father takes her away. Ingvar, helpless, can only watch them leave with a look of distress on his face. Soon, Maria finds Ingvar in a critical condition. She cradles him, but he dies in her arms. Overwhelmed with grief, Maria cries over her loss and closes her eyes in despair.